Oh, nice.
Damn it.
What is wrong?
I should have changed. Sewn some mourning garb. We're not dressed properly.
We're fine. The dwarves don't typically require formal wear at funerals.
Brok certainly would not.
Perhaps.
Still, now you've got me thinking of what I might look like with some jewellery around my neck stump. Maybe some gold woven into my beard. That'd be quite fetching, eh?
Thanks for trying.
There they are, brother.
Oh, come on, surely he'll be along. It's his brother.
Let's hope so. Loss can do things to a man. You made it. We can begin.
Come on, Sindri. Okay, good. He showed up. He's so unkempt. Oh man, poor Sindri. He's so unkempt.
I love you, Brok.
Aww. Good music. Give the man the send-off he deserves. Oh, Linda has a heterochromia.
Sindri. Brok was...
Oh. Yeah, fair enough.
A hole. gets bigger the more you take away.
Uh-huh. Hmm. How apropos for what's happening. The man needs time to grieve. Oh, nice. We get the proper credits after Brok's funeral. That's nice. Oh, man. I'm sad Sindri didn't at least appreciate us coming, but you know, it is his brother. That's something I did want to say. You can't blame Sindri for being mad. You really can't. And in truth, I think he is more mad at Atreus than Kratos. Still mad at Kratos. Or at least just mad in general. Doesn't want to hear, you know, any like, I'm sorry, or whatever. But I think he's more angry at Atreus. Ooh, this music. And I'll tell you why. We're gonna skip through this real quick and then I'll get into why I think so. Just listen, just enjoy the music. Ooh. Damn. This was an amazing game, dude. Yeah, the ending was rushed, kinda, but still so good. So good. Everything a sequel should be and more. In my opinion. I do think that Ragnarok should have been in a third game, and then it wouldn't have felt so like Ragnarok wouldn't have taken like 30 minutes at most, but you know. Hold on. Christopher Judge, excellent. Sonny Selleck, dude, his acting is so great in this. Adam J. Harrington, amazing voice actor. Alistair Duncan, absolutely. Angra Boda, Layla DeLeon Hayes, excellent. Ryan Hurst, absolutely. Faye. Sung Wong Cho, fucking amazing that they got him. Bitter Squirrel, Troy Baker, I love that. Yeah, I like how Rybe is Bear McCreary. Samara, yeah, I mean, her. Oh, the snow. That's a good song. Once again, another amazing soundtrack. I want to see if there's anything else afterwards. Anyway. Atreus is mostly responsible. Because Atreus was manipulating Sindri. Essentially.
I don't know if there's anything beyond the light. Afterlives after afterlives or whatever you. But if there is, well, I imagine he's causing one crazy ruckus there.
I wrote that dirge for him.
What's it called?
Something profane.
He wouldn't have it any other way.
No, he wouldn't.
Forgive Sindri. He's just, I mean, you know.
He's angry. He's mourning. He lost his brother. I get it. Condolences don't bring Brok back. Alright. That rock would have skipped. But anyway. It's Atreus' fault. And I'll tell you what I mean. It is revealed, of course, that even before the beginning of the game, Atreus had been sneaking out to go find Tyr, and Sindri had been going along with him, if nothing else, than to make sure he was safe. Because, of course, if Kratos found out that Atreus had been killed or hurt in any way, and he'd been going out without telling him, and that Sindri knew about it and was helping him and didn't tell Kratos, Sindri's in a lot of trouble, right? So he goes with Atreus, and they're like, yeah, we're partners, you know, what have you. Only, not really. When you play as Atreus for the first time, when he goes to go see Freya, first off, he tries to go without Sindri, right? And Sindri pops up, hey, I thought we were partners, and Atreus is like, we are. Damn cough. We are, but I gotta do this on my own, right? And then, so Sindri says, no, I'm coming with you, basically. And throughout the entire little segment there, Sindri is repeatedly telling Atreus, like, this is a bad idea, don't go see Freya, she wants to kill you, you know, don't go summon Jormungandr, he, you know, who knows what kind of mood he's in, this is a bad idea, don't do this. And Atreus is just constantly like, you worry too much, Sindri, it'll be fine, it's alright, basically, shut up, Sindri. And Sindri's basically been backed into a corner here, because if he just lets Atreus do his thing, he's basically letting him march up to his death, knowing Sindri could have done something. Or Atreus gets killed on his watch, and then he has to face Kratos' wrath, right? So Sindri's stuck either way. Forced to go off on these dumb whims that an adolescent Atreus has to, you know, find, right? This he's trying to go through. And then it turns out alright, you know, they bicker back and forth throughout the throughout the story. And then you get to the scene after Ironwood, where Sindri tells Kratos, you better screw his head back on. And you can see how annoyed he is, right? Because once again, they've been bickering and arguing, and Atreus isn't listening to Sindri at all, despite the fact that they are allegedly partners, right? Then, of course, Atreus turns into a bear. Now, it takes Kratos holding him down and, like, being like, calm down, you know, to get Atreus to calm down. But even still, Sindri doesn't necessarily know that. You even see when Sindri says, hey Atreus, it's Sindri, just try and keep control, you know, it's like, we're partners, we're buddies, we've been getting to know each other all Fimbulwinter. Surely but by the time he gets to there, he's been swatted out of the way and now has a giant gash in his head. And then for the rest of the game, basically, Sindri's very surly and dismissive of Atreus. They start to rekindle a little bit, and then Brok dies. Brok, who is killed by Odin, who pretended to be Tyr. Odin, pretending to be Tyr, who they found in a vault after Atreus was so sure, off and on swore that Tyr was still alive, right? And Sindri helped him find Tyr, essentially. Helped him find the fake Tyr. But it was Atreus who wanted to. It was Atreus who constantly went, despite Sindri saying this isn't a good idea, it's not safe. It was Atreus basically using and manipulating Sindri. Not once did Atreus ask for any input. Not once did he listen to what Sindri had to say. He basically just said, shut up and help me kill things. But hey, we're partners. He manipulated Sindri. And then, of course, Atreus is inadvertently the cause for Brok's death. I mean, Kratos and Atreus both are, but it's honestly more so Atreus, because Kratos wouldn't have been there if not for Atreus. Right? He wouldn't have helped him get through Tyr and all that. So they're both equally to blame. But it's more so Atreus, at least in my opinion. So, and Sindri catches on to this. When they go to Midgar and Sindri says, like, there was no we, it's only ever been you. He's caught on. Even if Atreus didn't know he was doing it, he was manipulating Sindri into doing what he wanted. You know, Atreus' intentions were fine and noble, but it's not our intentions it's the consequences. And because of Atreus, mostly, Sindri's had to deal with all the consequences. Or the threat of consequences. The threat of Kratos' wrath, the loss of his brother, the damage to his head, the constant stress of being in the battlefield, you know. And then, after all that, right? So, well, first off, you know, so it's no surprise that Sindri keeps telling Atreus during Ragnarok to shut up and fight. Because Sindri doesn't want to hear it. He's tired of being manipulated and run around by Atreus. And then, here we are. We came. Kratos came. Atreus didn't come. Atreus didn't come to see the marks he left in the ground. Didn't come to, at least, you know, show that he was sad. That he cared. I mean, we know he was sad. We know Atreus cared. Right? But all Sindri sees is that Kratos showed up and Atreus didn't. And why? Because Atreus is off hunting for more giants. Off to the next adventure. Not even sad about Brok by that point. Too busy thinking about what he and Angrboda are going to get up to. No time for the marks he left in the sand. To be honest, if I were Sindri, I'd hate the little shit too. Do I think it's possible they'll reconcile? Sure. If we ever return to Norse, I feel like there might be an Atreus Angrboda game where maybe Sindri will pop up, but I don't know. It's gonna take a lot, because Brok's death was just the last insult in a long line of misfortunes. So, we'll see. We shall see. Speaking of